On Monday night, I find myself on the motorway, hands off the wheel, driving with both hands on the camera. Actually, no, that's a lie. I'm with Nick Griffin, and Nick, we're going to talk about what we've been doing today, and also about question time. So, what have we been doing today?
Well, one of our days with the lawyers, hours and hours, in fact, obviously with this Equality Commission attack on us, and they're very constructive, as you know, but we don't actually want to talk about what we were discussing in any detail at all, other than the fact we're not there yet. So it is, it's an expensive business, this.
It's a very expensive business. I mean, we've taken the view that with something as important as this change in our constitution, or perhaps changing our constitution, we're going to have to buy the best, aren't we?
There's no point making a mess of it. Whatever we're going to do has to work. It has to work for a long time to come. It's to set the party up, future-proof it in effect, and it's taking a lot of work. So really, that's all we can say on that front at present. It's a job. It's work in progress, a job in hand.
Yeah. Okay. We'll just have a look at the motorway. Don't want to look at you all night, do we? There we are. Look. It's fairly clear.
Shocking queue on the way down. Fortunately, going the opposite way to which we were going, wasn't it?
It was terrible. Yeah, you can't.
People outside having their tea and so on, sat in the car routes more or less.
Yeah.
Not good, the transport situation in this country.
But we're not overcrowded, of course, are we?
We're not overcrowded.
No.
Room for 10 or 12 million more at least.
Exactly. Now then, such things you will be getting across, hopefully, on Question Time, where a story broke in the Sunday Times over the weekend that the BBC had accepted that with our popular share of the vote, 6% no less, we are entitled to have a go with the big boys. And today's Times has been speculating upon who it will be in the seat next to you. Now, apparently Alan Johnson doesn't fancy it. Neither does Shahid Malik. Jack Straw might like to have a go, but we've also heard a rumour today that it could be that you're on the show that corresponds with the Conservative conference in Manchester, and that Mr. Cameron himself fancies his chances against you. Any reaction to that?
Well, as regards Cameron, I think he hasn't got large enough, what the Spaniards would call cojones. I don't think he's got the bottle for it, to be honest with you. He's very, very shallow. Good at the set pieces in the House of Commons, where people have written his speeches for him and his little acid jibes. So I don't think we'll see him, but we'll see. As for the Labour Party, as you say, they're sort of saying that not the top cabinet ministers, so do I fancy. Well, 10 years ago, Caroline Flint perhaps, but I'm not really fussed. We'll bring him on. Let's have a go.
Yeah, I have a feeling that this could be a historical piece of television, to be quite honest.
Whether the viewers can possibly see through the window this side. We got the Downs just gone through Stokenchurch here, and this is the spot where, when we came down, of course, there were 2-3 red kites from the Red Kite Introduction Programme flying around on the west side of the motorway, weren't there? Wonderful sight.
Don't get me started on birds, Nick, or you'll be here all night. Yeah, those came in from Scandinavia, and now they've spread all the way into Northampton and beyond. Immensely successful programme, and you can almost guarantee red kites every time you come through this particular part of Stokenchurch. But
so where were we?
Yes, indeed, we were talking about the Question Time piece and the fact that it will be, I think, an historical piece of broadcasting. The fact that we can go no further now to establishing our mainstream credentials than to actually be given Question Time. Even David Dimbleby himself has suggested that there's nothing wrong with us appearing on there.
Yeah, I think Dimbleby made that decision, it was a good year ago, I think, when he actually asked a panel, would you share a platform with the BNP? I think he was angling for it then, perhaps, and we discussed it at some point. But there is nothing more. I've done basically all the top journalists. I don't think there's anybody left. Been on everything, the Andrew Marr show. So Question Time is the BBC's flagship programme for political discourse, so you say, once we've done that, actually, there's no further to go. We don't need to go any further. It will, I'm sure, embed the fact that we can appear on anything, pretty much with anybody who's not juvenile about it, and the sky doesn't fall in. You know, there's not riots in the streets or anything. Life goes on as normal, apart from the fact that this is no longer a state which is in fact run by one political party with several different factions. There's now a real democratic choice back in British politics.